Hello, everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone who's present for today's live streaming session is having a wonderful start for today. So, how many of you are excited for today's first live streaming session? Please make sure that you are commenting in the chat box so that I can have an interaction with you and we can have a wonderful time where we learn and where we can earn together. So, everyone, once again, a very good morning. Let me start the session by introducing myself. I am Harsh. I have 8 years of trading experience. I have been trading the forex markets, the commodity markets like oil, silver, gold, as well as the US based indices, correct? We have the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ 100 as well. I am more of a technical trader. I specialize in technical analysis, correct? Such as supply and demand, price action, order flow analysis, swing analysis, wave analysis, and Fibonacci retracement analysis. When it comes to the field of technical analysis, the field is so vast and expansive, right? I'm pretty sure. But we would be focusing on the categories that I have mentioned. I have been blessed to be trained and to be mentored by people who used to work as floor traders on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So, under their guidance, I have gained invaluable knowledge and experience in the financial markets. I have also been successful in handling $25 million dollars worth of portfolio and have been able to generate 30 to 35% profitability on an annual basis. The reason for me to share all this information to you is so that you can be rest assured that the information that I am providing is coming from a source of knowledge, coming from someone who has the experience and the expertise. I can see Sophia in the chat box. Hello, Sophia. How are you doing? Good morning. And I hope you're having a wonderful start for this day, right? Today being, sorry, today is 19th of December and today is Thursday, right? So, who all are excited to learn and analyze what the markets are showcasing, right? All right, so let me start first and foremost by asking what are your objectives when it comes to the financial markets? What do you want to do? What are your goals, right? I would love to have your answers pouring in, okay? So people are saying, yes, we want to make money. How much of money do you want to make? You want to make little money, you want to make big money, right? Write down in the chat box. I would love to know your answers. So people are saying, yes, Harsh, we want to make lots of money. So we at Dolphin Markets have been providing our community members with a detailed financial analysis sheet that is being recorded on a real-time basis. So in the last 3 months, we had started all the way from 18th of September. And as of this week, we have been sitting at a cumulative profitability of 232, right? With over 37 trades taken in a span of 3 months. So this is what we are providing to you from Dolphin Markets. Please bear in mind to all the HNI, if you are aware of any or if you have heard about HNI clients, they all are aware of me, that is Harsh, and Dolphin Markets because the content that we are providing is of such high quality. So that is very important to keep in mind, correct? So coming back to our trade stock tracking, we have been maintaining it meticulously, right? So how many of you would like to make these kind of profits, right? For those of you, today is 19th of December and just based in the month of December, we have been able to sit at a 36% profitability value, right? The percentage of profit that has been generated just in the month of December, right? I'm talking of December, has been 36%. So that is how many of you are able to make these kind of returns in the financial markets, right? You might be, or you might be hearing about someone who might be making these kind of returns, but maybe on an annual basis, right? We are talking about just in a span of 2 weeks, right? Since it's 19, so it's 2 weeks and a couple of days above. So we are sitting at a total profitability of, sorry, a profitability for the month of December at 36%, right? How many of you would love to make these kind of returns, right? The way you can make these kind of returns is first and foremost, make sure that you are attending my live streaming sessions, right? Keep attending my live streaming sessions. Harsh is going to be providing you with live streaming sessions for 5 days a week, right? Right from Monday till Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And each and every single day, I will be making sure to provide you with 3 live streaming sessions, right? So this current streaming session is the first one. And whoever becomes attends my live streaming sessions, I can assure that you can be making good amount of money since we have been proving ourselves in the Indian share market. Remember, we at Dolphin Markets are a forex service provider. We have just entered into the Indian markets by creating awareness amongst the Indian demographic that yes, Dolphin Markets has arrived, yes, Harsh has arrived, and based on that, we have been consistently proving ourselves in terms of generating average profitability of 5% per trade, correct? How fantastic that is, correct? And if we have been doing it consistently over a span of 3 months, till now 37 trades have been recorded where we have taken trades and closed. So this is no guesswork, right? There is an entire structure, an organized structure that we follow, and that is where all you have to do is attend the live streaming sessions and make sure to keep your trading account open, because when the stock market is running as of now, right, the Indian share market is open, we will be analyzing the markets and we would be looking for trading opportunities as well. So if I do come across a hot stock recommendation, I will be providing it to you. Does that sound good? All right, good. So make sure whenever I'm providing you, as and how, whenever it is provided, you can make sure to duplicate the parameters, right? We would be providing you with the entry, with the name of the stock, the entry, and the 5% profitability, right? Now, over the span of 3 months, we have understood that the 5% profitability is the right target where we can keep making consistent profitability, right? You want to make few trades or you want to take more trades? How many of you want to take less trades and how many of you want to take more trades? We believe in taking more trades and we believe in booking more profit. So we have been very diligent, and just based on the last 3 months, it has been fabulous when it comes to attaining such great profitability results, right? I hope everyone is understanding. So make sure that you get onboarded onto Dolphin Markets and make sure that you subscribe to Harsh's live streaming sessions, because that is where you will be getting high quality content, right? Content in terms of analysis, analyzing the Indian share market, hot stock recommendations, right? Money making opportunities as well as education. So make sure to keep attending and be a part of Dolphin Markets and Harsh's live streaming sessions. Now, coming to the markets, let us quickly have a look in terms of what the markets are doing. As of today, the markets have been having a very bearish sentiment, right? So quickly, just having a quick overview of how the markets are performing. We are looking currently at the Nifty and the prices have gapped by almost 1%, right? Now, why is the gap taking place as of today? Any idea? I would love to have responses taking place. Why is the stock market or the index currently having a very strong bearish sentiment? Remember, the prices have come back to the 24,000 area, right? We call these areas as flip zone areas. I'm pretty sure everyone by now is very much aware of this particular terminology, correct? Sophia is writing, what was the impact of the Federal Reserve's interest rate cut last night on the Indian stock market? So, Sophia, first and foremost, based on the articles, let me show it to you. Let me go to my webpage and let me show it to you. So based on the federal funds rate, there has been a reduction, right? So the previous rate was at 4.75 and the actual, right? So there has been a decrease of 25 basis point, right? So because of the reduction in the federal funds rate of the US dollar, that has impacted the US economy as well as the Indian economy, correct? So let us quickly have a look on our trading view. In terms of, let me just quickly show you first the US economy, such as like how we are looking at the Nifty. The US economy has its own index, which is called as the S&P 500, right? So based on the S&P 500, there has been a huge correction to the downside. All right. Now this has been because of the rate cut of 25 basis point. Now, if it is affecting the US economy, it has been affecting the Indian economy as well, right? So the Indian economy has taken a good amount of, fall. There is a strong bearish sentiment as of now. I hope you understand, Sophia. Even in terms of the overall index, right, the sentiment that is currently in the market, you can be seeing that all the indices, right, Nifty 100, Nifty 200, 50, 500, auto, bank, all of them are currently in a declining phase as of now, with the Nifty 50 being at a decline of 1%, negative 1%. In terms of even the sentiment right now, the sentiment for selling pressure is still pertaining. All right, I hope people are understanding. When it comes to the one is the index as of including the sector, all the sectors except the pharmaceuticals and the biotech, which is slightly at an advance of 0.03%. All the remaining sectors are also in a negative phase, right? Sophia is asking, what was today's stock market gap down opening influenced by the Federal Reserve? Yes, Sophia, that is exactly correct. It is because of the Federal Reserve rate cut that has taken place in the US economy, that has affected all the other global economies, including the Indian stock market as well, correct? So the market sentiment is remaining cautious. Remember, Nifty is currently below the 24 or at the 24,000 mark, with the market sentiment remaining cautious ahead of potential policy and tariff shifts from the incoming US administration. Now that the US rate cut has taken place, there will be a potential shift in policies and tariff shifts, right? And this caution is further influenced by India's premium valuation, but most importantly, it is because of the US federal rate cut that has taken place, right? So when the US Federal Reserve rate cut has been taken place, it was expected to decline by 25 basis point, right? And not just about the US federal rate cut, but also the hawkish commentary about a slower pace of policy easing in 2025 that spurred a significant fall in Wall Street's benchmark indices, right? As I'd shown you the chart of S&P 500, there has been a very big decline, because one reason is because of the US federal rate cut, but second is also because of the hawkish commentary about slowing the pace of the policy, right? Slowing the pace of the policy easing in 2025. Rather than increasing, they are planning it to slow down. All right. So I hope people are understanding. Yes, today's market has been quite on a bearish sentiment, all thanks to USA. But please bear in mind, Harsh had informed you in advance that because when such an high impact news comes out, it will have a cascading effect on all the surrounding major economies, right? And India is also a part of it. Even in terms of the FI and DII, you can be seeing that the numbers are, even though the number is net positive as of yesterday, right? I'm talking about the data based on 18th of December, with the FI being at a deficit of 1,316 crores and the domestics have started to take larger positions, whereby adding funds to the economy at 4,000, right, with a net change of 2,767. Even with the change of these numbers, the prices are affected not by just the DII and the FII data, but mainly because of the changes in the US federal rate cut. Now, coming back to our chart, let us quickly have a look in terms of what our hot stock recommendations are doing, right? How many of you are willing to know more about the hot stock recommendations performance, right? So as of now, we are looking at Criti is currently, as discussed yesterday and day before yesterday, the markets more or less have been on a sideways trajectory, correct? So just based on the last couple of days, the markets are going sideways. But please bear in mind, most importantly, the markets are still in a very strong area of support, and we do expect a bounce to take place where we would be expecting the prices to appreciate in value, coming closer to the 5% take profit area. Correct? Do not worry, the trade is still running and it will be doing what is required in the coming days. We were mainly focusing on Annapurna, right? As I was talking to you of Annapurna, the prices had gapped down because of the effect of the US interest federal rate cut. Remember, the market has opened at 9:15. So as the market opened today at 9:15, there was a gap, the prices had gapped down, and then the prices have shot up, right? So currently there is a strong influx. Remember, IP rings comes under the producer manufacturing, right? We had talked about it, that it engages in the provision of manufacture of auto components. Nonetheless, the prices from a technical perspective are clearly visible, that can be seen in a strong area of support, right? With the prices holding, we are seeing a strong movement. So as of now, we do expect this particular hot stock to go and hit our target area. But please bear in mind, for those of you who, how many of you have taken trades on this particular hot stock? All right, people are saying, okay, yes, we have taken. So please bear in mind, whenever a hot stock is provided, we are providing you with a range, right? For this particular trade, it was between 200 and 205. If people had been able to enter at the best price, right? I'm talking about 200, we had already achieved, right? We had achieved 5.5% in the past. But for those who had entered, for example, maybe at 205 or 204, for those people, the take profit is still far away, right? The 5% take profit is going to be coming around the 200, approximately around the 200 level mark, and that is why this trade is still running for most of you. I hope that you are paying attention to this, because this has to be given good amount of attention. There is strong probability for this particular hot stock to hit target as of today, right? We would be looking at the other hot stock recommendations as well, and we will be keeping you informed. Sophia is again writing, today's market saw significant intraday volatility. Yes, Sophia, and the main reason has not been majorly pertaining to the Indian economic events, but the US economic events. Since, let me just show it to you. Since the data was shared by the US economy today at 12:30 a.m., right? 12:30 a.m. England Standard Time in the morning. Since the share market was closed, the effect could only take place once the market opened, correct? So the moment the market opened, there was huge amount of volatility in terms of, trades being placed, trades being squared off, but nonetheless the sentiment is still being quite bearish, right? Having said that, you have to understand, the markets have come into a very favorable area of a flip zone, right? Now, this area, which is coinciding with the 24,000 level area, we do expect the prices to continue, if not to 24,800, but at least to 24,400. So we will be keeping an eye on this, and we will be, connecting the dots in terms of how well we can connect the indices to our hot stock recommendations. Critical is in support, Annapurna as of now is still going sideways. Yes, prices had created a left shoulder, a head and a right shoulder, but the overall trend is still on the bearish side, right? From bearishness, it has started to shift its trend from bearishness to neutral sentiment. What is neutral sentiment? Neutral sentiment is sideways movement, right? So currently the prices are more or less oscillating, and we do expect prices to continue up. Please bear in mind that our 5% target is right around the area of a critical resistance area, which is going to be around the 400 area. We do expect prices to continue till there. Even if the prices are able to go to the opposite resistance structure, we can very well make sure that we attain our 5% profitability. How many of you are understanding? How many of you are noticing the power of our hot stock recommendations, right? That is correct. That is good. Everyone who is attending our live streaming sessions, how are you doing today? I'm pretty sure everyone is having a great day. You do not have to be worried in terms of why the market is falling. We are here to provide you with hot stock recommendations and analysis of the markets, right? So all you have to do is attend our live streaming sessions, and if, when and how a hot stock is being provided to you, make sure you take the trades on your account as well. So Rocky is in the house. Hello Rocky, how are you doing? Very good morning, and I'm hoping you're having a great day. Rocky is asking, will the market keep crashing after the Fed interest rate cut? Rocky, based on what I am expecting, or what I have understood, is that prices have come. Let me just show it to you on my chart. In terms of where the current prices are right now around the 24,000 level mark, right? That we had discussed to you. So currently, based on a technical structure, we are currently seeing that prices have returned to a shoulder. Remember, we talk a lot about inverse head and shoulder formations because they work wonders, right? Not just about the inverted head and shoulders pattern, but also the last lower high and the lower low has been taken out by the formation of the first higher high, right? So the lower low, sorry, the lower high and the lower low has been created by the formation of the first higher high. So the market, which was bearish, has now started to turn bullish. So yes, there is a correction coming in, and because of the US federal rate cut, that has impacted the markets more, but we would be expecting the markets to continue up, right? Yes, it sounds a little confusing. If the market is falling, will it not keep continuing? Not necessarily, right? I mean, there are plenty of examples in the past where prices were expected to keep continuing, right? Let me just show it to you. If prices had to continue lower, shouldn't have they been continuing lower as well? There has a shift that has been taken place, right? So the moment the shift takes place, based on technical analysis, we can see it visually that the trend has been shifted, right? From bearishness to bullishness, and that is what we are seeing. So with the correction taking place, it is only a matter of time where we should be expecting the indices to rise in value. Also be aware that in terms of the DIIs, there has been a strong influx of domestic investment institutions as well, right? So when it comes to the data that we one second when it comes to the data that we are currently seeing, we are observing that the domestic investment institutions have started to build up their positions, right? So yes, the FIIs are pulling out funds, but even the intensity of the FII has reduced, right? First, they used to be pulling out huge amount of funds from the economy. Now the intensity is reduced with 18th of December, showcasing an outflow of capital of negative 1,316, right? The DIIs, on the other hand, have influxed more than what the FIIs have been pulling out as of yesterday. So even when the rate cut was expected to fall by 25 basis point from 4.75, from 4.5 4.75 to 4.5. We are currently seeing that the DIIs are building up their base in the Indian economy, in the English share markets, and we should be overall expecting a bullish sentiment in the coming weeks as of now, right? Even in terms of volume, you can see that the volumes are more or less stagnating. Please bear in mind, this is going to be the second week of December with only 2 weeks remaining for New Year. The liquidity is starting to dry up in the markets, right? So this particular news event that has come across based on the US federal rate cut has been the last high impact news for the year. So and that is another reason why there is so much of anticipation and so much of movement or uncertainty because of the last month of the year, especially when the holidays are going on for majority of the banks and institutions. I'm talking about the managers and the fund managers who are handling big assets of liquidities. They are on vacations, so this is expected because the liquidity, as I've shown you based on volume, is also more or less starting to decline as well. So keeping these points in mind, we will be being cautious for the next couple of weeks. And once the new year 2025 starts, the liquidity will return back to the markets, and we should be seeing much better movements, right? Overall, yes, terms of sentiment that we are looking at, it is still having a bearish bias, but just based on the overall sentiment, it is still biased. But based from a technical perspective, whenever a price is being offered at a discounted rate, right? The prices right now are being offered at the lower price compared to the previous price. So we would be expecting prices to appreciate in value. Now coming back to the other hot stock recommendations that we are sharing. How many of you are taking the hot stock recommendations that Harsh has been sharing? How many of you are taking? All right, people are saying yes, Harsh, we are taking. Make sure that you keep taking consistently, right? Not just one or two trades, right? Keep taking trades so that you can make good amount of money, right? How many of you want to make good profits in the share market? Everyone is saying, yes, Harsh, we want to make good profits. So keep attending the sessions and be a part of our and subscribe to our services so that you do not miss an opportunity when it comes to hot stock recommendations. So coming back to IP rings that we had talked about, IP rings right now sitting in the area of support. We are looking for prices to come and hit our target area as well. Now you see how things are not relating or correlating for this particular scenario. Even though the entire index is bearish, all the indices in the Indian economy are bearish, but IP rings is having a strong bullish outlook. So you have to bear in mind, it's not always just that fundamentals are right or it's not always that technicals are right. You have to connect all the dots and then look at it from an overview point, correct? And that is where you can make the best decisions when it comes to the stock market. All right, now in terms of Poonawalla, we had talked about this as well. All the sectors are currently in a bearish phase. Yesterday, the banking, the IT, and the oil and gas sector had taken significant hits as well. So even with that included, and with today's market impact news because of the federal US rate cuts, the prices have gapped down for this particular stock as well, correct? And we do expect the prices to correct. We will update you if any changes or any improvisations have to be made for this particular hot stock, right? I hope people are understanding. All right, then we are looking at Hind Oil. Now, Hind Oil, how many of you have been taking trades on this particular hot stock? So Hindol, it's very clear that yes, overall the trend had been bearish. Currently, as we are seeing right now, the markets are more or less starting to consolidate, right? So from being bearish, the markets have started to consolidate sideways, and now we do expect the prices to appreciate. We had talked about this even yesterday, but I want to give you a quick outlook. Whenever we are looking at what we expect the markets to do in the future, always pay attention to seasonality, right? So overall, based on the last 2 years, right, the dark blue line that you are seeing is 2024, the current year. The red line is 2023, and we will take another reference of 2022 as well. So just having an overall bias outlook in terms of what the markets are showing based on the seasonality. So current phase of 2024 as of now has been bearish. That is what we had checked on the charts as well. But if you go to 2023, the red line, you can see that the prices had started to appreciate in the month of December and the months after that. So even including Jan and Feb, the prices had significantly started to increase. Coming to 2022, the markets had shown an increase as well. So there is a short phase of price appraisal in both the previous years, right? 2022 and 2023. So since prices had appreciated in the past, in the coming days, during the same time, we can be expecting the same to take place in this year as well. I hope that makes that's clear to you, right? How many of you are understanding what I'm saying? So we would be expecting the prices to continue back to the bullish sentiment or to the bullish phase. Since the markets had been bearish, remember the markets can move only in three directions. The prices can be bearish, the prices can go sideways, or the prices can be bullish. So we would be expecting the prices in the coming time to have a bullish sentiment. Looking at Gildev is currently still sitting more or less sideways, and as of now, there is no current, advancement or any necessary instruction that would be needed to be provided. RBL Bank, this particular hot stock that had been provided, we had made great profits on this in the last month, but we have a trade running at 200 and 205. With the market currently being in a strong area of support, there is tendency for prices to continue lower. And remember, there the turn that has been taking place, sorry, the gap that has been taking place is because of the Fed rate cuts of USA, right? So the banking sector has been taking quite a hit as well. It is only the IT and the pharmaceutical sector that is seeing some kind of appreciation. Any idea why the pharmaceutical and the banking sector is showing some positive advancement? I mean, I would love to have your answers. It's because if the US rate cuts have been declared from 4.75 to 4.5, that has an inverse relation to the US dollar. So the US dollar has increased in value. Let me just show it to you. I would be showing it to you based on the dollar index, right? So based on the dollar index, you can see as of now there has been huge sentiment in the value of the value of dollar. On the contrary, when we were talking about the indices, right, like how we look at Nifty, the US has its own blue chip index, right, and that is the S&P 500. The dollar has risen, but the index has taken a fall, right? So that is how we connect the dots. If the dollar has risen in value, right, as I had shown you, that shows that all the companies that are getting their revenue from the US customers should be making money as well. And that is the reason, if you go back to this particular news, website, you will see that in terms of the indices, it is the Nifty Pharmaceuticals, which were apparently in the morning when the markets had opened, they are still sitting at an appreciation or an advancement of 0.78, while all the other indices are bearish. So that is the reason, since the money or since the value of dollar has appreciated, that is having significant effect on the companies that are generating most of their revenue from USA. All right, I hope that makes sense. All right, good. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, or if you have any doubt, you can always come back to me, because like I say to all my clients and to all my viewers, when Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear, correct? Then we looked at even Muthoot Finance. Same for Muthoot Finance. We are currently seeing that the markets are more or less returning back to the area of support, and we would be mostly expecting the prices to continue. Remember, when prices come to prominent areas of, or the colors are wrong, so the colors are opposite. So when prices come to very key important areas of support and resistance, that is the time where market is generally expected to move from. So just based on support, we are currently seeing that yes, there should be an appreciation in the value of this particular stock as well. Muthoot Microfinance comes into the finance and banking sector, and the company as of now is still having, the prices gap down since Monday, since today morning, but we would be seeing the prices to go again back to the upside. Right now, this has been the overall watch list that we have been maintaining. Remember, we are being very transparent and we are being very clear that even though we are very proud of our overall trade profitability, right, that has been generated, there are trades that are running as well, and we will not forget them. We will, keep updating you, and we will improvise as in how the market conditions are moving. Remember everyone, the market is based on, what is the market based on? The market is based on probabilities. The market is not based on certainties. So even though when the markets are correcting, right, especially for markets such as Hind oil, where the crude oil sector had been correcting significantly for the last couple of months, everyone was getting skeptical. Everyone was getting anxious, that why is the market correcting? It's not because the stock is not performing. It could be because of the underlying factors, whether it is microeconomic or macroeconomic. So you have to be aware that there are many factors that have to be taken into consideration. We must have taken a trade in the past, but some important news event would have come later, and that could have added more pressure onto that particular stock or index. So we will always update you in terms of improvisation. Remember, even if the markets are correcting, we will make sure to provide you with better entry opportunities so that you can start, making profits even when the market is correcting. How many of you would love to make these kind of profits? Everyone is saying yes, Harsh, we would want to see such kind of profits coming in. So let us just quickly get back to IP Rings. Keep in mind that IP Rings is currently has returned back to our area of interest. For those of you, how many of you have taken trades on IP Rings? Make sure to keep your trading account open. You should be aware that you have to close this trade in the coming time, because right now with our entry provided between 200 and 205, the prices have already gone up by 6%. Right, for those of you who have taken the trade, please make sure that 6% has been achieved. But for those who had entered slightly late, it is fine. The prices are still around the 4.8% profitability. Make sure to close the trades. All right. How many of you have taken the trades in the first place? All right. People are saying, yes, Harsh. We are seeing that we have taken trades. This is the power, right, of us providing you with real time analysis. The hot stock recommendation was provided on 11th of November, right? Let me just double check the value. So sorry, not 11th, it was provided on 12th of November. So with the data that has been provided on 12th of November, the prices have started to showcase good amount of bullish pressure because of an important area of support that has been playing pretty well, that the prices have been holding, and based on that we are seeing a very strong trajectory. Remember, IP Rings comes into the auto components, so make sure this particular hot stock that is that people have taken, you can close it. All right. How many of you have closed the trade? Write down in the comment box. All right, people are saying yes, Harsh, we have taken trades. Yes, Harsh, we have closed. All right, how much of profit have you been able to make on this particular hot stock? People are saying yes, Harsh, we have made 5%. Someone is saying we have made 6%. That is great, right? If you have been able to make such great returns, is that good or is that bad? Of course, it is good, right? So you should be proud of yourself that you are following our hot stock recommendations, right? And you are taking trades. Let me just quickly go and make sure that I am updating our sheet as well. So IP Rings that was provided on 12th of November has done its target, right? Let me just put, remember, as and how a stock is hitting target, we will shift it from the stock holding to the stock tracking, right? Because the trade is done and dusted. I just have to make sure that I am putting the required values, right? Let me just make sure. So we have it over here. I hope everyone can see my screen, correct? Let me just make sure that I'm highlighting it so that people can see it. So currently we are seeing that the trade has reached our take profit area, right? It has reached. Everyone, let me repeat it again. Everyone who has a trade on IP Rings listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, who have taken the trade that was provided on 12th of November between the entry parameters of 200 and 205, make sure the prices are reaching the profit target area and you can close the trade and you can make good amount of money, right? Please make sure that you're doing it. And let me go back and let me update it in our sheet. So currently the trades have hit the target area of around 212, right? So 212 has been achieved. Sorry, my bad. Let me just update the time. So the time for the trade, the date is today, which is going to be 19th of December, and it was closed at 212, and we have been more or less currently sitting at 5%, right? Whether it is 5% or whether it is 6%, have you made good amount of profits today is the main question, right? So we will be adding 5% over here. So everyone who has taken this particular hot stock, you are good to go and you have made a 5% profit that has been achieved. How many of you have done it? How many of you are happy with today's profit taking? Remember, today is Thursday. Even when the market is being bearish, is having a bearish sentiment, we have been able to prove that we can make money even when the market is falling down, right? How many of you would love to make these kind of returns, right? Everyone who has taken the trade, very good job. A very big thumbs up to each and every one. Keep taking trades, keep following us, because that is how you can see the money pouring in, right? That is right, Rocky. Even when the markets are falling, we are booking profits. Who wants to make money when the markets are falling and we are still making money? How many of you would love to have, such kind of profit days coming in their own accounts, right? If you want to do it, make sure you are being a part of Dolphin Markets. Make sure you are subscribing to our service channels, because we will be providing you on a consistent basis with our hot stock recommendation. So today, with the 5% target that has been achieved as of today, the 19th of December, right? Let me just make sure that everyone is aware. Everyone has noted it, right? Last time, please make sure that you have closed this particular trade. Now, as of now, what is the cumulative profit target that we are currently sitting at? We are currently sitting at a cumulative profitability of 237, right? How fantastic is that? Is that good profitability? Comment down in the chat box. How many of you think that this is a very great profit value that has been provided by us? How many of you think 237 profit is good for us? People are saying yes, it is good. So now 38 trades have been taken care of, right? Let me just double check the values quickly. So 38 trades have been taken. It's been 3 months. Remember, we had started it all the way from 18th of September. Today is 19th of December. In 3 months, we have been able to achieve 237% profitability just for the month of December. Like I had mentioned to you, since we were previously sitting at 36%, right now we are sitting at 41%, right? So 41% is made just for the month of December. How many of you are understanding the power of these hot stock recommendations? Write down in the comment box. How many of you are making money? How much of money have been people making? I want to have replies coming in the chat box. All right, people are saying, yes, Harsh, we are doing great. We are making money. We are seeing that money can be made. Remember, our main focus is lying towards showcasing that first and foremost, it is possible to make money in the markets. And second and all, it is possible to make money consistently, right? So we are sitting at a very great profitability percentage. Make sure, how many of you would love to have these kind of returns in your own accounts? It is possible, right? If we can do it, so can you. All you have to do is attend our live streaming sessions and keep copying our trade recommendations. All you would have to do is copy paste the values of entry and 5% target. And over the last 3 months, since we have shown great performance, we are very well confident that we can provide you with much better recommendations in the coming days, in the future as well. So is everyone having a good understanding? I hope people have taken trades, and I hope that people have been making good amount of money, right? Because eventually we are looking for providing you with valuable content, right? Content in terms of our hot stock analysis. And please bear in mind, whenever I'm informing you to take a trade, make sure that you are following my instructions. As I discussed, when the prices reach the 5% target, there is a tendency for prices to reverse. How many of you are still in the trade? See, I had told you, you have to close trades at the right time. So this, market sentiment, it had been provided to you well in advance. There is a strong area of resistance and strong area of support. Prices have been oscillating between the two. As you can see right now, the prices have attained the 5% profitability target and reversed, right? See how we can precisely tell you where to exit, because the markets will eventually do something or the other, but at the end we want to see money coming in consistently. If you can generate profits consistently and if you're making money consistently, isn't that wonderful, right? How many of you would love to make money? How many of you would love to make profits consistently? Write down in the comment box. So today has been a fantastic day. Remember, the markets are still being bearish overall, based on the overall market sentiment. The entire market sentiment, including the global markets, have been on a bearish note. But our hot stock recommendation that had been provided on IP Rings, that is listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange, has done phenomenally well. We are providing you with a service of providing great high probability trades, right? Trading recommendations that can be provided on a consistent basis, so that you can be making money, you can be making profits on a consistent basis, correct? So it has been very wonderful, and I am very glad for each and everyone who has taken this hot stock recommendation, correct? Now let me just make sure that everyone is on the same page, everyone is understanding. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, do not hesitate to ask me. We will be looking at the markets, we have been analyzing the market, but if you have any particular doubt in mind, you can always ask me, right? And I will try my level best to help you to resolve your questions. Does that sound good? All right, good. Let's go. Let's move ahead. So let me just give you a quick summary in terms of how the what was the overall summary of the this particular live streaming session. Correct, with the main focus that was based on yesterday's Federal Reserve rate cut. So coming back, let me just showcase you again that the US federal funds rate had been declared as of today morning at 12:30, correct? So right from 4.75 there has been a deduction to 4.5, a 25 basis deduction. So because of this deduction, the markets have had a great amount of volatility, correct? The markets have been bearish, not just the Indian markets. Remember, since it is the US dollar, it's the dollar that has appreciated very good, has appreciated very strongly, right? Based on the rate cut, because if the rates are being reduced, the value of the currency, in this case it's the dollar, so the value of dollar has risen. If the value of dollar is rising, it is going to be having an inverse relationship on the stock market, the US stock market. And because all the markets are interconnected, the Indian share market is also having a bearish, but to a lesser extent, right? Compared to what happened in the US market, it is huge, it is very considerable, right? I hope people are able to understand. But India is was not affected that much. Yes, it has been affected, but not as prominently as what had been affected in the US markets. The markets have gapped down. We do expect prices to have a bullish sentiment as of the coming time. In terms of the entire index, right, of the Indian economy, we have been looking that all the indices have been in a bearish phase, have been declining, except for the Nifty Pharma. It's because the Nifty Pharma is very much dependent on the US, the revenue that is being generated from the US customers, correct? Now, since the value of US dollar has risen, it will be making more revenue, and that has impacted the index as well. So, in except the pharma, all the other indices are currently bearish. All right. We also looked at the FII and DII data. What is FII and DII? I hope everyone for now should be aware by these terminologies, right? FII stands for Foreign Investment Institutions. And what is DII standing for? DII stands for Domestic Investment Institutions. So, in terms of FI and DII, the intensity of FII in terms of pulling out the funds has reduced, right? Has reduced. Last time they had pulled out around 6,409 crores, while yesterday, right? Because remember, the data is being published as in how the market closes. So the entire data accumulated during a market session is uploaded on the next day. So that is the reason we are seeing 18 and not 19, right? The data for 19 will be affected tomorrow. So coming back to the data points that we had talked about FI, right now there has been a reduction in the outflow of capital, right, by the foreign investment institutions. But on the other hand, there has been an increase in the domestic investment institutions inflow of capital, right? On 17, they had influxed around 2,706. Well, yesterday was almost, almost close to double, 4,084. So with the power of the DIIs coming in, that is showing that the support that had been mentioned on the charts should be holding and should be having, optimism in the markets in the coming weeks. Currently, looking at the overall sentiment, right, based on the overall number of days where the FI, remember, the the box that you are seeing over here and the color the color that is denominated indicates the sentiment for the day. So even yesterday was more bearish than today, even though the rates were the US Fed rate cuts had taken place today morning. So not necessarily just because a high impact news is coming out, it has to have more detrimental effects on the economy, right? It is to be taken into consideration both FII as well as DII. I hope everyone is understanding. So the sector, the entire sector except the pharma sector, has been declining, and all the indices, right? We looked at all the indices, they have been declining as well, including the sectors. All Most of the sectors that have been, on your screen are in a declining phase, except for pharmaceuticals and biotech, because they are the ones who are generating revenue from the US clients. Because the dollar is rising, they are seeing money. They are seeing an appreciation in the prices of the stocks as well. We did look in terms of our watch list, and the main focus had been on none other than IP rings. For those of you, see how the markets are fluctuating. Even though the trade that was been provided to you was been provided on 12th of November. Yes, the markets had taken some considerable time, but they have come back to our area, right? They have come back to our profit target area. Make sure that this particular stock which has been taken, I hope everyone who have taken this stock have closed their positions. The markets have come into a strong area of resistance, and there could be a possibility for prices to continue down. Now, whether the prices continue up or whether the prices continue down, we will be letting you know as and how we conduct our live streaming sessions in the future as well. So how many of you have made today great profit based on IP Rings Limited? Write down in the comment box telling that yes, Harsh, we are taking trades and we are making good money, right? We looked at all the other watch list hot stock recommendations that we had provided, which are currently still running, and most of them have been slightly on a bearish sentiment or neutral sentiment. But we are here to provide you with hot stock recommendations that can generate a cumulative a net positive rate of return for you, right? I hope people are understanding. Not all the trade recommendations that we are providing have to go and hit target immediately. Some can take time, some might take more time, some will keep achieving 5% profitability. So just be sure that are you making money overall? Are you net positive? Remember, the term is net positive. So we have been doing quite phenomenally well, and as of today we are proud to show that from we were sitting at around 232, we have appreciated our profitability, our cumulative profitability, to 237 trades, with 38 trades that have been taken over the span of 3 months. Make sure that you're arriving back for my second live streaming session. That is when we will be looking at more hot stock recommendations. We will be analyzing the markets, and we will keep you updated in terms of any hot stock that would be needed to be provided to you. Does that sound good? How many of you had a great learning session for today? That is what I want to make sure, right? So keep making sure that you're attending all my live streaming sessions, and keep making sure that you are taking trades. It is only when you are taking trades that you can be making good amount of money. All right, so make sure you're coming back for my second live streaming session. I hope everyone has had a great learning. I hope people have taken trades and have closed trades on IP rings, all right, where we have been able to which was provided here, the yellow color line. And I hope that people will start to understand that yes, we need to be a part of Harsh's live streaming session, because it is over there that we are able to make profits and we are able to learn as well. We are providing you with a lot of analysis, right, with high value content. So please make sure that you're being a part of Dolphin Markets and that you're subscribing to my live streaming sessions, right? So I hope everyone will have a great day. Since 5% profit is made, I'm pretty sure most of you will be happy. Most of you will be very, will be on cloud nine, feeling great about themselves. And everyone who has taken the trades, once again, a very big round of applause and a very big congratulations to everyone. on achieving 5% profit as of today morning. Make sure you come back for the for the second live streaming session, and I will see you over there. So until then, have a great morning, and I'll catch you later.